Good morning, Lauren from Twin Soul Tarot. How's everybody doing this morning? I just want to give my commentary that I give about a couple of days a week on what's going on right now. The European Union just passed the biggest stimulus bill they've ever passed. And I think that puts America to shame. The mentality that we're dealing with, primarily in the Republican-controlled Senate, is basically one of hypocrisy and lies. They lie so well that they forget that they lie so well to themselves that they forget they're lying. It's a poverty mentality that we're dealing with. And what they're doing is they're selling you on the idea that they want less government. And in their hearts, and deep in the recesses of their heart, they may want less government. And less government would be favorable, yes. But we don't have less government right now. We have more government. Through social welfare programs, unemployment, welfare, food stamps. With all these programs, we actually have more government than less government. And these programs do not offer a social safety net for people. That's why we still have a lot of people just scraping by, barely getting by, not able to fix their cars, not able to put healthy food on their table. They also may not be educated about that. And it's laziness. Oh, I just want to address a Republican usually a typical Republican diatribe, which is that poor people are lazy. Well, laziness is a form of depression. When you are 7 to 8 years old or so, 9 years old maybe, every one of us has had a dream of what they want to do at that age. Are you doing it now? And if so, why not? Well, this is not to excuse those people who haven't put the pedal to the metal, but for the most part, since people are good, they don't come out of the womb with a gun or a lie on their lips, like we see with politicians that are in office. No, they come out with and entertain when they're 8 or 9 years old later on the dream that they've always wanted to do. You had a dream that you wanted to do when you were that age, and it would be the system itself that has crushed that dream. And so it's the system that needs to change. And the entire country has been on the verge with the proposal of the Emergency Money for the People Act of making that change. Nancy Pelosi even suggested maybe we should consider in the future entertain the idea of a universal basic income. For anybody who's watching right now who doesn't know what a universal basic income is, it's just simply that people would be given every single month the amount of money that would cover a basic living wage. So that they can pursue their dreams. Isn't that what America is all about? That's what I was taught to believe. That's what you were taught to believe. That's what's being hoisted when the flag is hoisted at every public school every day. That's what it's supposed to be standing for. Supposedly. So, you are being sold down the river with the the Republican controlled Senate as they tell you they want to give you less government, more freedom, and more independence. When their real motivation is fear. What they're really controlled by is fear. They're really afraid of change. I blame it on their childhoods. Sure, that's of course where it started. And they're afraid of change. But change is inevitable nonetheless. As my passed on husband has said many times, things will, over and again, he would say things will change. And they always do. So, the good news here is that we're going to see an end to all this oppression. We're going to see the beginning of a new world. And we're going to see the end of a miserable excuse for a social safety net that the welfare system is. And I can hear you all say, well, how is this going to be paid for? Well, things will just fall into place. Things will just fall, the chips will fall where they're supposed to fall. And the money to pay to keep people out of poverty will come, because you have to realize we've already been spending an enormous amount of money trying to keep people out of poverty. The whole thing could just be compared to simply cleaning up a room. Honestly. Really. It could just be compared to cleaning a room that's really, really a mess. Okay? So what you do when you're going to go clean a room is first you're going to take all the trash out of that room, and you're going to separate it out, and you're going to separate out what you need to go to the Goodwill, and what you need to sell, and what needs to be taken care of first on that level. And you get all that cleared out of the room. You get organized and all of that, and you get it cleared out of the room, and then you get the room itself cleaned up and going from top to bottom. You could literally follow to clean up government and to clean up the system itself. You could literally follow that. You could literally follow that model right there. So, yes, we need to, let me get back just to Nancy Pelosi a minute and what she said. So they were for the Emergency Money for the People Act. Like I was saying, that is exactly what should have happened by now. And so, and I'm aware that there are a few who call themselves Republican who are still for the people and not just for themselves. But for the most part, that kind of mentality has got to go. It's just got to go. And it will. And it will eventually. Eventually we'll see changes, because it's going to get, we're going to continue to see, if we open up, let me get to opening up the country. If we open up right away, then we're opening up a can of worms, and we're opening up too soon, and we're opening up with the mentality of just trying to get back to things just the way they were, back to normal. Well, things are never going to go back to normal, and thank God they will not go back to normal. We'll move toward. We're going to move toward seeing more education online. We're going to move toward seeing smaller classrooms. We're going to move towards seeing businesses prosper, especially businesses, online businesses. And we're moving toward a whole new we're moving toward a whole new paradigm. And I'm personally have been waiting for this moment all my life. So, all right, so that, and then also just the darkest hour, it's always before the dawn. It always is. So when we see things get worse, then we know things are going to get better. All right, well, that's all I really have to say this morning. Twin Soul Tarot, Lauren here. And if you like my separate commentary from my usual readings, be sure and like and subscribe when you watch my readings. And you folks have a wonderful day. Again, peace and prosperity for everybody. Blessings. Bye now.